My name is Somi Maynard. I work as an instructional designer at Motus. We're a vehicle reimbursement company. I joined them in November of this last year. Highspot was already in place by the time I joined, but it was in very early stages. I came in kind of as the liaison of the LMS system. So I had the most experience. I changed up the homepage. I created our governance. I worked with a lot of our SMEs and our stakeholders to make sure that the system was made best for the end users, which includes sales individuals, BDRs, and currently we're trying to roll it out for the entire org. Highspot has been very integral in a lot of different spaces, mainly in sales enablement, as you guys know. But we tend to have a lot of challenges in facing how successful or how much integration has been made for new products, processes, methodologies, anything in between. One of the biggest things that Highspot has helped since I joined is content management. Previously, from my understanding, it was a little difficult to try and get everyone in one platform to go ahead and use the most up-to-date information, mitigating things that should be only internal, governance between both managers, employees, and marketing has been a bit of a nightmare before joining. So that has been the biggest lift. But beyond that, we've recently got into sales plays. Has been really fun to go in and create something different for them. Previously, we've only used PDFs or PowerPoint for new processes or things that we were trying to launch for the next quarter, whatever the case may be, or methodologies for sales. We recently launched one called a Discovery Call Sales Play that helps them go from what to know all the way to what to do. And it's been really helpful for them to go through and have that ready and available. And it's interactable, so it's not just a stagnant page. So those are a few of the things. Sales plays have been interesting because it's not just a page of information. There's a lot of planning that goes into it beforehand. I'm usually the main person that goes through with our SMEs, basically our subject matter experts, and figuring out what exactly do they need to know and what the end goal is before we even dive into the content. Then once we figure out the goals and everything from there, we'll figure out what exactly do they actually need to know. And that sounds very simple, but it actually goes further beyond that because just because you know something doesn't mean that you'll act upon it. So I have to dig in a little bit deeper in figuring out, just because they know it, how do we implement something that will help them move on to that next step, actually getting the thing done, whether it's selling, whether it's promoting, whatever the case might be. And so we have to break it down to, give me just a handful of things they actually need to know. And then that will help me break down how to coordinate the content. That means weeding out the fluff in between. That means alleviating some of the information that they might need to marketing instead. And then once that is all planned out, then the instructional design part comes in a little bit harder, where I need to understand adult theory a little bit more of most adults don't really care about sitting down for a long training or anything like that. They need the information right away. So Highspot's searching mechanism has been really helpful with that. For sales plays in particular, we use promoted search to be able to promote it to the very top of the search opportunity. We also associate the training with it so that we reference it consistently throughout the training rather than just having it stagnant as its own. And then at the end, trying to make it so that it's visually understandable. So even if we have the content, even if we have the theories and everything in place, people need to easily read the information and comprehend it. So all of that goes into creating a sales play. So training is a big part of what I do. As an instructional designer, one of the key parts is to make sure that training is impactful, training is easy to understand, and it's fast. It's one of those things, especially with adults, like I said before. So with training, a lot of planning goes into project management, figuring out who needs it, why do they need it, what do they know now, how do we get them from point A to point B. And within Highspot, I heavily utilize the SmartPage feature where I go in, I create essentially like a web page of information. It's really helpful so that I can have different segments of different types of information where one they have to click on, one they have to interact with knowledge checks. Another might be just a video that they have to watch at least like 80% of, whatever the case might be, because if you give them all the information in just a readable format, they're not going to read it. Or if they only listen to it, they're not going to listen to all of it. So variety is key for adult learning. And then I also utilize the SCORM feature quite a bit with our Articulate 360. So we tend to utilize some of the SCORM aspects along with the SmartPages so that it has a little bit of variety there and gives them a little bit more in-depth information that might not just be a good fit for SmartPages. So I utilize all those, and the thing that my manager loves the most is the reporting capabilities afterwards. So whether it's the scorecards, the training reporting afterwards, they love being able to see what are they interacting with, how many times have they gone through it, as well as what is the scoring roughly, how many people have completed it. There's so many different things that comes with training that we need to keep an eye on. I am really excited for some of the features that are coming for training that will help elevate us further. We do have an increase in engagement within a lot of our trainings and content. We do have, I believe, around 80 to 90% engagement for people who are in Highspot. We're planning on adding more, so hopefully that'll keep up. We have 60 to 75-ish% in terms of completion for trainings, passing essentially, which is roughly where you will see most trainings go. We're hoping for more as some of the capabilities come through and some of the trainings get enhanced. With some of the wins, I would say, is actually getting some of the other departments on board with Highspot. Originally, it was just for sales enablement, but since our team moved to an org-wide department, which is our HR team, we've been able to showcase Highspot and its capabilities to more than just sales. And they're excited. They're wanting to come in. They're wanting to create their own spots. They want to integrate some of their current content in. They're excited to get reporting for some of their trainings. And so it's been really eye-opening to see that we're not the only ones that should be excited about something like this, as well as the possibility of being able to get this out in a very cohesive way that everyone is sitting in one platform. I would like to share that if you ever want to learn about the capabilities of Highspot, is to just start with one specific spot. I've talked to a few people today who are nervous about moving to a new system, and I've kind of all told them the same thing of start in one place, put all the information you can, and have fun with creating this one spot. And then that will launch you into a whole area of opportunities and capabilities within the system that will get you giddy all over again.